Hi, Toby here from RiderCam TV. Hope you're all well. Today, just a very quick video about the recent BMW fork stanchion safety recall that has been issued, affecting BMW R1200 GSs and R1200 GS Adventures that were manufactured between November 2013 and June 2017. The recall's about a little bit of play that can happen in the joint of the press-fitted fork stanchion plug. It locates in a rubber bush at the top of the yoke, and that's starting to generate some play between itself and the top of the stanchion tube. So today I was down at my local dealership, BMW Ocean Falmouth, and I was talking to them about the recall, which I had only heard about via social media and through word of mouth from friends, and I wanted to make sure whether it was a real recall or what was going on. Unfortunately, they were able to fit me in because they had time in the workshop and they had the actual parts. Now, they were saying that parts are hard to come by at the moment, because you can imagine that hundreds of thousands of these bikes have been produced during that big period of time, and they're replacing all the parts to stop those failures happening. Now, if a failure does happen, it's quite catastrophic, where the front forks will actually collapse and the front of the bike will collapse. So it's quite a serious issue for BMW to be doing, and they're busy manufacturing all the parts. So it might be that your local dealership haven't yet got the parts, but they are saying that it's not something you should stop riding your bike immediately. Perhaps for your own peace of mind, check to see if there is a gap between the top of the yoke and the stanchion. And you'll see on my bike, before it was done, you can see that there's a rubber cover that covers that joint, and that joint is the issue. And BMW are basically saying that if you have ridden your bike exceptionally hard off-road, then the repeated bangs and the sideways knocks and all that sort of stuff might lead to a bit of play forming within that joint, and that is then becoming the issue where the actual thing snaps, which isn't great. So on mine, you can see that there was a rubber cover for that joint, and basically now that they've had a look at it, it was not an issue on my bike, so I was quite fortunate. But they have replaced it by putting, I guess, what you could call a shroud around it. They've checked everything's fine, and that gives it this strength and the structural strength that it didn't have before to stop that play actually happening, which is great. I think actually it's added to the look and the aesthetics of the front of the bike. I'd never really noticed those rubber sleeve covers over that joint anyway, and I think that the new metal one actually looks better and is in better keeping with the bike. Now, Mark and I have both got GS Adventures, and we've both had quite a few Adventures and BMW bikes, and although we're quite biased, we like BMWs, you know, there are other manufacturers out there that are just as good for lots of other people. And this isn't a video about how great BMW are, but I really think that they've identified a problem and they are rectifying it, and they're changing the bits so that it doesn't then become an issue and doesn't become a safety issue for people. It gets rid of that even if your bike isn't affected. So the reason that I've done this video, or the reason that we've done this video, is purely because BMW are going to be writing, and they are writing to owners of Adventures and GSs between those years that they know about, to let them know about the recall. But we're all acutely aware that there's a lot of second-hand bikes out there. People buy GSs and GS Adventures from eBay and other online sources. They'll buy them from the paper second-hand. They'll even buy them from bike dealerships that aren't mainstream BMW. So perhaps BMW don't actually know that you've got that bike, so they wouldn't be able to write to you. How can you possibly write to somebody you don't know about to tell you about the recall? Now, as I said earlier, I found out about the recall on social media and through word of mouth through the biking community. Some friends that I've got that had heard about it, and was able to speak to my local dealer and ask them about it and get it all sorted. But there are a lot of people there, a lot of people around the country, around the world, that might not follow social media, might not be on social media, and might not know about the recall yet. So I wanted to just spread the word that the recall's out there. You know, it's a personal thing of how much you worry about whether it's going to affect your safety. Speaking to Ocean BMW today, BMW have said that it's not something that you need to stop riding your bike straight away, but it's something you just need to have a look at. If you think that your bike should be looked at, I guess, or that you're worried about it, then the first port of call should be your BMW dealership. It's under warranty, so like I've had mine under warranty, so I don't think there's any issue about money changing hands or an unexpected bill for you. This is a safety recall that they need to sort out, and they want to sort out. So give your local dealership a ring, speak to them, be guided by them, be guided by what they say, and be mindful that the parts are being manufactured at the moment. Some dealers have got some parts, some haven't, but I'm sure they'll do their best to get the problem rectified for you and indeed check your bike and make sure it's safe for you. If you're thinking, when I'm riding the bike, will I notice whether this issue is there or not? Honestly, I can't give you I can't give you the correct answer. The only thing that I can say is, from my personal experience, I hadn't noticed anything at all in the riding of the bike, the feel of the bike, the feel of the suspension. I didn't have any issues or even think that I had any issues. And when I looked at the bike before they took it in there was certainly no play on mine. So I was quite happy that even after 6,000 miles on the bike, in a very short space of time, as you all know, there was nothing that had created a problem that I needed to be worried about, and I hadn't noticed it. So I would say check underneath that rubber seal, just make sure that you're happy, but in any event, just give your dealer a ring and find out if your bike's affected and get it booked in so it can be looked at. So if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I would ask people to share the video as much as you can so that people can be aware of, one, the safety recall, and two, what to do about it. And remember to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.